Most men don't realize this, but the secret to rock-hard erections and steady, all-day energy after 60 doesn't begin in the gym, and it doesn't start in the bedroom either. It starts right where your day begins, on the plate in front of you each morning. That's right. The very first foods you put in your body can either charge your manhood, fuel your stamina, and sharpen your mind, or they can quietly drain away the very strength that makes you feel alive as a man. And here's the truth that surprises so many of my patients. There are 4 everyday foods, ordinary, affordable, found in any American grocery store, that science has shown can dramatically improve blood flow, support testosterone, and restore the kind of energy most men think belongs only to their younger years. When you build them into your mornings consistently, the change can be nothing short of remarkable. I've watched men in their 60s and 70s, retired firemen, and truck drivers, teachers, even a former baseball coach, who once dragged through the day tired, foggy, disappointed in their performance, suddenly wake up feeling 20 years younger. They move with power, carry themselves with confidence, and yes, enjoy firm, reliable erections again. And it didn't come from expensive pills or exotic powders. It started with breakfast. My name is Dr. Jonathan Prescott. For over 32 years, I've dedicated my career to helping men restore vitality, rebuild confidence, and reclaim their performance. Without gimmicks, without shame, and without giving up the dignity of growing older with strength. In today's video, I'm going to reveal these 4 powerful morning foods, explain exactly how they work inside your body, and show you simple, practical ways to add them into your routine starting tomorrow. But before we dive in, I want to invite you to join the conversation. Leave me a comment below. Tell me honestly, what's your breakfast right now? Is it helping you or holding you back? I read every comment, and your story might even inspire another man watching today. And while you're here, don't forget to tap that like button. When you do, I'm sending you my best wishes. May your mornings be stronger, may your heart beat steady, and may your confidence return in ways your younger self would envy. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and together we'll keep building a community of men who refuse to fade quietly into old age. Gentlemen, this is your time, and it starts with something as simple as what's on your plate. Let's begin with the first food on our list. And gentlemen, I'll tell you right now, this one is a true game changer for men over 60. It's simple, it's delicious, and chances are you've walked right past it in the produce aisle 100 times without realizing how powerful it really is. I'm talking about pomegranate. Most men see pomegranates as just another sweet fruit, something you might sprinkle on a salad or sip as juice once in a while. But here's what rarely gets discussed in your doctor's office. Pomegranate is one of the most potent natural tools we have for circulation, stamina, and yes, stronger erections. Why? Because of what it does to your blood vessels. As we age, especially past 60, our arteries stiffen, they lose flexibility, plaque builds. Blood doesn't flow as easily as it once did. And when blood flow suffers, every system suffers: your brain, your muscles, your heart, and your manhood. Erections are nothing more than blood rushing into the chambers of the penis and staying there. If circulation falters, performance falters. Too many men are handed a prescription that masks the problem rather than solving it. This is where pomegranate steps in. The fruit is loaded with antioxidants called polyphenols. These compounds spark the production of nitric oxide in your body. And nitric oxide, gentlemen, is the chemical signal that tells your arteries to relax, widen, and open the floodgates for blood. The more nitric oxide you produce, the healthier and more elastic your arteries remain. The result: better blood flow everywhere, including the part of your body that matters most in the bedroom. Now, don't just take my word for it. In one clinical study, men who drank pomegranate juice daily reported improved erection quality and sexual satisfaction, even without changing anything else in their lifestyle. Another study found that pomegranate was linked with higher testosterone levels, which not only fuels libido, but also supports energy, muscle maintenance, and mood stability. But here's the other side of the story. Pomegranate isn't only about the bedroom. It fuels your energy from morning until evening. The natural sugars in pomegranate absorb slowly, giving you steady, reliable energy instead of the sugar spikes and crashes you get from processed cereals or pastries. And because those same antioxidants fight inflammation, your mitochondria, the tiny power plants in every cell, work more efficiently. When mitochondria hum along smoothly, you feel it as clear energy, sharper focus, and steady stamina throughout the day. I'll never forget one of my longtime patients, Harold, a 68-year-old retired firefighter from Michigan. Harold came to me frustrated. He told me, "Doc, I can still swing an axe if I have to, but I can't get through the day without a nap, and the intimacy with my wife just isn't there anymore." Well, we added one simple change, half a pomegranate with his breakfast every morning. Within 4 weeks, he came back to my office, grinning ear to ear. His words, "Doc, I feel like someone turned the lights back on." His energy lasted until bedtime, his blood pressure improved, and yes, his marriage rekindled. So how do you add pomegranate into your mornings? The easiest way is to drink a small glass of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Not the blends mixed with apple or grape, but 100% pomegranate. If you're the kind of man who enjoys eating the fruit whole, even better, scoop out the ruby red seeds and toss them into your oatmeal, mix them with Greek yogurt, or blend them into a morning smoothie. Just a handful can do the trick. Now I can already hear some of you asking, "Dr. Prescott, I'm not a fruit guy. Isn't this too sweet for me?" Let me assure you, you don't need much. Even a few ounces of juice or a handful of seeds a day can create a difference. And for those of you watching your blood sugar like men with type 2 diabetes, moderation is key. A small serving won't sabotage your glucose levels, especially when paired with protein or fiber. The secret is consistency. Weak circulation doesn't appear overnight, and neither does strong circulation. You don't eat a pomegranate once and expect miracles. But give your body this steady supply of antioxidants day after day, and you'll be amazed at how your blood vessels respond. They soften, they open, and they deliver blood where you need it most. I've seen men in their 70s, George, a retired truck driver, and Lionel, a former teacher, come back after just a few weeks of adding pomegranate to breakfast. They both told me the same thing, "Doc, I feel 20 years younger." Their mornings were stronger. Their confidence soared, and their partners noticed the difference. Gentlemen, that's not hype. That's the body healing when you feed it what it craves. So here's my challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, make pomegranate part of your routine, a glass of juice, a half fruit, a sprinkle of seeds over oats. Whatever fits your style. Give it 7 days and see if your mornings don't feel brighter. Give it 30 and you may just feel like you've turned back the clock. Now, pomegranate is powerful, but it's just the beginning. Because next we'll explore another food, this one rich in protein and vital nutrients, that fuels testosterone, maintains muscle, and directly drives performance for men over 60. And gentlemen, it's a food you've probably been eating all your life, but maybe never realized how important it truly is. The second food on our list today is one you've likely eaten thousands of times in your life, but after 60, it becomes more important than ever. I'm talking about eggs. Simple, ordinary eggs, nothing exotic, nothing trendy, just one of the most complete foods on Earth. For decades, eggs carried a cloud of fear around them. Doctors and dietitians warned, "Don't eat too many, they'll raise your cholesterol, they'll hurt your heart." The men who wanted to stay healthy skipped yolks, ordered egg white omelets, and felt guilty for enjoying scrambled eggs on a Sunday morning. But science has since set the record straight. The cholesterol in eggs doesn't automatically raise the cholesterol in your blood. In fact, for many older men, the healthy fats and cholesterol found in eggs are exactly what the body needs to fuel testosterone, the hormone that defines vitality in a man. The testosterone isn't just about libido. It's about energy, muscle strength, bone health, and even your mental sharpness. After 60, testosterone levels dip steadily, and with that decline comes fatigue, softness around the middle, weaker erections, and a loss of confidence. Gentlemen, that slide is not inevitable. Eggs provide the raw materials your body uses to produce testosterone naturally. Inside the yolk is a treasure chest of healthy cholesterol and vitamin D. Without those building blocks, your body simply cannot maintain strong testosterone output. But that's only the beginning. Eggs are also a powerhouse of protein. Why does protein matter for men at this stage of life? Because maintaining lean muscle mass is directly tied to metabolism and stamina. The more muscle you carry, the more efficiently your body burns energy, and the more endurance you bring to both your day-to-day tasks and your intimate life. Lose muscle and fatigue sets in faster. Keep muscle and your engine keeps firing. One of my patients, Arthur, a 71-year-old retired baseball coach, came to me complaining that every afternoon felt like quicksand. He couldn't stay awake, and intimacy with his wife had dwindled to near nothing. We took out his sugary breakfast cereal and replaced it with 3 eggs, sometimes boiled, sometimes scrambled with spinach. Within 3 weeks, Arthur walked back into my office, his posture straighter, his handshake firmer. He laughed and said, "Doc, I don't nap anymore. My wife says I'm chasing her around like I'm 60 again." That's the difference a proper fuel source can make. And there's more. Eggs are rich in B vitamins, especially B6 and B12. These vitamins ignite energy production at the cellular level by feeding your mitochondria, the little power plants that live inside every one of your cells. When mitochondria have the nutrients they need, you don't just feel less tired, you feel alive. Add to that the amino acid arginine, also found in eggs, which boosts nitric oxide production. And suddenly you've got a breakfast food that directly supports healthy circulation and stronger erections. Now let's talk practicality. How should you eat your eggs? The beauty is in their versatility. Hard-boiled eggs for a quick grab-and-go, scrambled with onions, peppers, or mushrooms. Poached and served over whole grain toast, or a vegetable-packed omelet alongside a handful of walnuts. However you prepare them, the key is to eat the whole egg. Too many men still toss the yolk, thinking they're avoiding danger, when in fact the yolk is where the real treasure lies: healthy fats, vitamin D, and cholesterol, all essential for hormone health. The whites provide protein, but the yolk completes the package. Now, I know some of you are listening and thinking, but Dr. Prescott, what about my cholesterol numbers? My doctor told me to be careful. And that's wise. You should always work with your doctor if you have a specific medical condition. But the majority of men over 60 benefit far more from including moderate amounts of eggs than from avoiding them. 2 to 3 eggs in the morning, especially when paired with vegetables or oats, are more than enough to provide powerful results without overloading your system. Another patient of mine, Thomas, 66, had high cholesterol and was worried about eating eggs. We started him with just 2 eggs every other morning. Within 2 months, not only were his cholesterol numbers steady, but his energy improved, his waistline slimmed, and his confidence returned. His wife joked, "I didn't get a new husband, but it sure feels like it." Gentlemen, that's the lesson. Eggs are not the enemy, they are nature's energy capsule. For men in their 60s and 70s, they provide the building blocks for testosterone, the protein for muscle, the vitamins for energy, and the amino acids for circulation. Together, those elements mean one thing: more strength, more stamina, and more reliable performance. So tomorrow morning, instead of grabbing a pastry, pouring a bowl of sugar-coated cereal, or skipping breakfast entirely, crack 2 or 3 eggs. Add a side of fruit, maybe even pomegranate, and give your body the fuel it truly deserves. Don't just eat to fill your stomach, eat to support the man you want to be. Now that we've looked at the power of eggs, it's time to talk about another food, one that doesn't just stabilize your hormones, but also balances your blood sugar and protects your circulation, giving you the steady energy that carries through every hour of your day. And that food, gentlemen, is oats. Now let's turn to the next food on our list, one that may look plain, but don't underestimate it. I'm talking about oats. Yes, the humble oat, the same grain you may have seen in your kitchen cupboard for decades. But here's what most men don't realize. Oats are one of the most reliable, affordable, and powerful ways to fuel your mornings, protect your heart, and support stronger, longer-lasting erections. Here's why. After 60, one of the biggest challenges men face is controlling blood sugar. You know the feeling. You wake up, have a sweet breakfast, maybe a muffin or a bowl of processed cereal, and by mid-morning you're already crashing. Fatigue sets in, your focus slips, and by afternoon it feels like someone pulled the plug on your energy. That constant roller coaster isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. Repeated spikes and crashes damage blood vessels over time, stiffen arteries, and slowly chip away at circulation. And as we've said before, poor circulation is the silent thief behind weaker erections. Oats help solve this problem in a way few other foods can. They are rich in soluble fiber, particularly beta-glucan, which slows down how quickly your body digests and absorbs sugar. That means steadier blood sugar, fewer crashes, and a smoother flow of energy through the day. Instead of burning bright and fizzling out, your body runs steady, like a well-tuned engine. But oats aren't just about sugar balance. They also contain compounds called avenanthramides, natural plant chemicals that help relax blood vessels and improve circulation. Think about that. You're not just eating a hearty breakfast, you're also helping your arteries stay flexible and open. Combine that with the steady energy oats provide, and you've got a food that works double duty, keeping you energized and protecting your performance in the bedroom. And there's another critical benefit. Oats lower LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol that clogs arteries like rust in a pipe. High cholesterol is one of the most overlooked killers of male performance. If your arteries are blocked, blood can't flow where it needs to, and no pill in the world can fully undo that. By eating oats regularly, you're keeping your pipes clear, flexible, and ready for action. Let me tell you about Gerald, a 65-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio. Gerald was the kind of man who lived on black coffee and donuts for breakfast. By 10 a.m., he felt drained, his hands shaky, and his mind cloudy. His wife begged him to make a change. We started him on overnight oats, just rolled oats soaked in milk, topped with walnuts and a few pomegranate seeds. Within 2 weeks, Gerald told me, "Doc, I don't just feel steady, I feel sharper. I don't snap at my grandkids anymore because I've got the patience and energy to keep up with them." His cholesterol numbers dropped. His afternoons felt lighter and his confidence in the bedroom returned. So how do you bring oats into your mornings? The classic way is a warm bowl of oatmeal, but don't drown it in sugar, that defeats the purpose. Sweeten it naturally with fruit like blueberries or pomegranate seeds. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon for even more blood sugar support. If you prefer cold, prepare overnight oats in the fridge with Greek yogurt, a few chopped walnuts, and maybe a drizzle of honey. If you like savory, try oats with spinach, onions, or even a poached egg on top. The beauty of oats is that they bend to your taste. Now I know some of you may be thinking, "Dr. Prescott, aren't oats boring?" Here's the truth, boring is often what works best. You don't need flashy powders or exotic seeds flown halfway across the globe. You need foods that work with your body day after day. Oats are reliable. They're inexpensive. And they quietly build health, strength, and performance without you even noticing, until one day you realize you've got more energy, more focus, and more drive than you thought possible. I've seen it countless times. Men who swap their sugary cereals or heavy breakfasts for oats notice the difference quickly. Within a week, the mid-morning crash disappears. Within a month, cholesterol numbers improve, and within a few more weeks, their partners start noticing the difference too. Gentlemen, that's not magic. It's the natural outcome of giving your body steady fuel. So tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for toast and jam or a box of frosted cereal, reach for oats. They may look plain, but inside they hold the power to protect your heart, balance your blood sugar, and keep your energy steady. And when your energy is steady, everything else, your focus, your mood, your circulation, your manhood rises to meet the challenge. Now that we've explored pomegranate, eggs, and oats, it's time to move to the fourth food on our list. This one looks small and unassuming, but it's loaded with omega-3s and amino acids that directly feed nitric oxide and circulation. It may just be the missing link for men looking to tie it all together. Let's talk about walnuts. Now let's move to the fourth and final food on our list. One that looks small and almost too ordinary to matter, but in reality it carries a punch far bigger than its size. I'm talking about walnuts. These little brain-shaped nuts aren't just snacks to mindlessly chew on. They are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your mornings if you want stronger circulation, steadier energy, and yes, firmer, more reliable erections as you age. Here's why walnuts matter so much. They're rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that your body naturally converts into nitric oxide. And as we've talked about before, nitric oxide is the master switch for blood flow. It tells your arteries to open wide, stay flexible, and let blood surge where it needs to go. Without enough nitric oxide, erections weaken. With more nitric oxide, they return stronger and more dependable. Walnuts are one of the easiest ways to support that natural pathway every single day. But walnuts don't stop there. They're also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats that keep your arteries smooth, flexible, and less inflamed. Think of omega-3s as lubrication for your circulation. When your blood flows freely, oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles, your brain, and of course, your manhood. It's the opposite of the clogged, sluggish circulation that comes from processed foods and trans fats. And walnuts provide energy in a unique way. Their balance of healthy fats, protein, and fiber creates a slow release of fuel for your body. That means no mid-morning crash, no jittery spike, just calm, steady energy that lasts for hours. For men in their 60s and 70s, that kind of reliable stamina makes all the difference, whether it's keeping up with grandkids, handling projects around the house, or showing up with confidence in the bedroom. Let me give you a story. One of my patients, Daniel, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Arizona, came to me saying he felt drained by noon every day. He'd grab a coffee, maybe a pastry, and hope to power through, but the fatigue always won. We added a simple change, a small handful of walnuts every morning with his oatmeal, just 7 or 8 pieces, nothing more. Within weeks, Daniel told me, "Doc, I don't just feel steadier. My wife says I've got a spark in my eye again." His energy lasted into the evening, his cholesterol improved, and yes, his intimacy returned with confidence. That's the power of a nut most men overlook. And gentlemen, let me remind you, it's not about eating a bucket of them. Just a handful a day, 7 to 8 walnuts is plenty. Sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, toss them into your oatmeal, or eat them alongside eggs. Simple, effective, proven. Now I can hear some of you joking already. "Dr. Prescott, if walnuts are so good, why doesn't the pharmacy just sell them as a pill?" The truth is, nature already designed them perfectly. When you eat the whole nut, you get the synergy of all its nutrients. Amino acids, omega-3s, antioxidants, minerals, all working together in a way no capsule can fully mimic. I've seen men who doubted this at first, retired engineers, former athletes, everyday husbands come back and admit, "Doc, I didn't think a nut could do anything, but I was wrong." I feel more alive, more steady, more myself. So don't dismiss walnuts because they seem small. These little powerhouses are one of the simplest, most potent tools you can use to keep energy high, arteries open, and performance strong well into your later years. And remember, when you combine walnuts with the other foods we've discussed, pomegranate, eggs, and oats, you create a breakfast that supports every system in your body. Blood sugar, testosterone, circulation, energy, all aligned to keep you vital, focused, and strong. Now, before we wrap everything up, I want to do something different. In the next part, I'll step aside from my notes and answer a few questions, real questions from men just like you who have watched my previous videos. Some are serious, some skeptical, some even a little humorous. But all of them matter because this conversation isn't just about me teaching. It's about us building a community where men can ask openly, share openly, and get real answers. Before we close, I want to pause and do something I believe is vital. This channel isn't just me talking into a microphone. It's a community of men sharing, questioning, and supporting each other. So today, let's take a few questions from comments and emails that came in after my last video. Dr. Prescott, I'm 67 and I have type 2 diabetes. Can I really eat pomegranate every morning without spiking my blood sugar? Answer, that's an excellent question and one I hear often. The truth is yes, you can. Pomegranate has natural sugars, but they come with fiber and antioxidants that slow absorption. A small serving, just a few ounces of juice or a handful of seeds, won't sabotage your blood sugar if paired with protein or oats. In fact, many diabetic patients of mine see improved vascular health when they include pomegranate consistently. Moderation is the key word. Think daily medicine, not dessert. I'm 72 with high cholesterol. Doc, aren't eggs dangerous for me? Answer, the old egg debate. I respect the concern because for years doctors drilled that message into us. But modern science shows that for most men, eggs do not raise cholesterol the way we once thought. 2 or 3 eggs, especially when combined with vegetables or oats, can be a healthy cornerstone of your breakfast. Of course, check with your doctor if you have a complex condition. But for most men, eggs give more than they take away: testosterone support, muscle maintenance, and energy that lasts. Are oats really going to help with erections, or is this just fancy marketing? Answer, I appreciate the skepticism, it keeps us honest. Here's the science. Oats are rich in a compound called avenanthramides, which relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and lower cholesterol. Stronger arteries equal stronger erections. Will oats alone turn you into a 20-year-old again? No, but when combined with the other foods, with regular exercise and proper sleep, the results are real. I've seen men regain confidence they thought was gone forever. That's not hype, it's biology at work. Doc, if walnuts work as well as you say, won't Pfizer go out of business? Answer, I love that. Look, I'm not here to put pharmaceutical companies out of business. And there's a time and place for medication, and I respect it. But here's the truth. Food is the foundation. Pills can patch a symptom, but walnuts and foods like them address the cause. My goal isn't to end Viagra, it's to make sure you're not dependent on it when your body is fully capable of thriving on its own. Dr. Prescott, I'm 65 and my husband refuses to change his breakfast. Any advice for a wife who wants him healthy? Answer, to the ladies listening, thank you. You are often the quiet force behind a man's health. My advice, start small. Don't overhaul his plate overnight. Add a handful of walnuts to his oatmeal. Mix a spoon of pomegranate seeds into his yogurt. Slip an extra egg on the skillet beside the bacon. Men can be stubborn, believe me, I know, but when he feels the difference, he'll thank you. Doc, I don't eat breakfast at all, just black coffee. Can I still benefit from these foods? Answer, absolutely. You don't need a giant meal at 7 a.m. You can break your fast later in the morning with these foods. The principle is the same. Give your body nutrients that build circulation and energy instead of draining it. Even if your first meal is at 10 o'clock, make it count. Coffee wakes you up, these foods keep you going. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for these questions. Some serious, some skeptical, some playful, they all matter. And they prove one thing: you're listening, you're thinking, and you're ready to take action. That's what this community is about. Now, let's bring everything together and close with a message that ties all four foods into one clear plan you can start tomorrow morning. So let's take a step back and look at what we've uncovered together today. We started with pomegranate, the ruby red fruit that opens up your blood vessels, fuels nitric oxide, and delivers a natural surge of circulation that powers both your energy and your erections. Then we turn to eggs, nature's perfectly packaged fuel supporting testosterone, maintaining lean muscle, and giving your mitochondria the raw material to generate steady strength. After that, we dug into oats, the humble grain that balances blood sugar, lowers cholesterol, and creates smooth, consistent energy instead of the highs and crashes that drain your focus. And finally, we ended with walnuts, the small but mighty nut that keeps arteries flexible, circulation strong, and stamina reliable. Gentlemen, these aren't exotic powders flown in from the Himalayas. They're not expensive supplements that drain your wallet. They're everyday foods sitting in your grocery store right now, waiting to be put to work for you. And yet, when you use them consistently, they can transform the way you feel every single day after 60. I want to be clear, there's no magic pill here. Real change doesn't happen from doing something once or twice. It happens when you build habits that align with the way your body was designed to function. Weak circulation didn't appear overnight, and neither does strong, dependable performance. But when you make these foods part of your routine day after day, your body begins to heal. Your arteries soften, your testosterone finds balance, your energy steadies, and your confidence rises. I've seen it with Harold, the retired firefighter who rediscovered his spark with pomegranate. With Arthur, the baseball coach who swapped cereal for eggs and regained his stamina. With Gerald, the mechanic who replaced donuts with oats and found focus again. With Daniel, the teacher who grabbed a handful of walnuts and felt his evenings come alive. 4 ordinary men, 4 ordinary foods, and extraordinary results, and their stories are not exceptions. They're examples of what happens when you feed your body the fuel it truly craves. So here's my challenge to you: don't just listen, act. Tomorrow morning, add one of these foods to your breakfast. Then another the next day. Build until all 4 have a place in your routine. Give it 7 days and pay attention to your mornings. Do you wake up clearer, stronger, more ready? Give it 14 days and notice your energy. Does it last longer without the afternoon crash? Give it 30 days and you may be astonished at how much your confidence has returned in your health, in your energy, and yes, in your performance. Gentlemen, age does not mean decline. It means opportunity if you choose it. You don't need to accept fatigue, fogginess, or weakness as your destiny. You can rise with simple, smart choices that restore the man you know you are. And before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 foods are you most excited to try first? Pomegranate, eggs, oats, or walnuts? Leave your answer in the comments. Your story might inspire another man, and together, that's how we build a community that thrives. Now, don't forget to hit that like button. When you do, know that I'm sending you my best wishes. May your mornings be brighter. May your strength return in ways that surprise you. And may your relationships grow deeper because of the vitality you reclaim. Subscribe to the channel, tap the bell so you never miss the next episode, and share this video with a brother, a friend, or even a son who needs to hear this message. Gentlemen, this is your time. Not a time to fade quietly, but a time to rise stronger. To eat with purpose, to live with energy, and to love with confidence. Here's to stronger mornings, powerful days, and rock-solid nights. And remember, it all begins with what you put on your plate.